Good morning, all of you. मैंने this year is a new. First of all, happy new year all of you. Today मैंने this year मैंने planning किया है कि इसे morning time पढ़ूंगा. I will read and 3 and 4 pages in any books and writing on 1 and 2 page and करूँगा. I will note it and 10 and 20 meaning word and I will exercise in the half an hour and making something a change and I recording on my voice is my planning is very good. So please subscribe my channel. And today my books lesson name is it's a investment various and speculation and the result to accepted by of the intelligent investor. This chapter will an outcome the viewpoint and that will be and set the forth in the reminder of the book in the particular and we wish to develop and at the outset and the hour and the concept of the appreciated and the portfolio and policy for the divided individual and the many non-professional and the investor and the investing in the virtue and the speculation and what do we mean by investor and the throughout this book the term and will be used of the contradiction to the speculator as far and the back in the age 1934 it is our and the textbook and the security and analysis we attempted a precise and formulation for the difference and the between the two and two as the follow as the investment and the operation in one and the which and the upon and through and the analysis and the process and the safety of the principle and the adequate and the written and the operation not and meeting these requirement are the speculative while we have and the current technologies to this and the definition the over the insure and 38 it is the worthwhile nothing the radical the changes that is the have and the accurate it in the use of the term and the investor during this period and after the great the market and discipline in the 1929 32 all the common and the stocks and the where and the widely and the regarded as the speculative a leading and the authority a leading authority and they started the palette that only the bonds and the could be and the board of the board but for the investment and through we had and then to depend and our and the definition against the charges and that it keep to and the wide the scope to the concept of the investment now our and the concern is concerned in the opposite the sort and we must and prevent and our the readers from accepting the common and the jargon and the within the applies the term the investor to in the anybody in the stock the market in our and the last edition we cited the following the headline of the front page article of our leading the financial the journal in the June and 1962 in October 1972 in the same the general the head and the additional and the critical of the what it called necklace and the investor who this time were and the rushing in on the buying the side of these quotation the well and the illustrate and the confusion that he has been speculation especially there has been in the dominate for many year is the use of the word and the investment and the speculation the think is our and the suggest and the definition of the investment the given and the above the compare if the with the sale of a few and share of stock the buy and the expense and the number of the public and the who does not the even the on the what and the he is selling and the he some and the largely and the emotional and the conviction that he will be able to buy he will be able to buy then and the back at the much of the lower and the prices. It is not the relevant to the point out that when the 19 and the 62 article and the appeared the market and had the already and the experienced a decline of the measure and size and the watch and the new and the getting the ready for the even and the greater the upswing and it was about as a poor a time a possible of the selling in the short. It is the more and the general and the senses the later and the used the faces the reckless and the investor the could be and the regardless the agenda laughable and condition in the term and the something the like and the spendthrift the mischief and the wear and the misuse and the language not to mischief the newspaper and the employer to world and invested in these and the instance and the because in the way and the language to well and the state everyone and the who and buys in the sale a security has become a investor and regardless of the what and he buy and not what the purpose and the what and price whatever and for the cash on the margin. They compare this with the attitude of the public and the toward and the common stock of the 1948 when was in the 90 of those in the acquired they expressed and themselves as the opposed to them and the purposes of common and the stock and about the half gave in there and the region and the not safety or a gamble and about the half and region not in the familiar and the with it is the indeed and the iconical and through the not surprising that is the common stock the purchases of all the kind were and the quite the generally and the regarded as a high and the speculative the Dixie at a time when they were and the selling on a most attractive and the basic and due soon to being their and greatest and advantage in history and the conventionally the were the fact they had and the advanced and advantage to what were and undoubtedly and dangerous and the levels as the judged by the past expense and the later and the transformed then into the investment and the entire the stock the buying in the public into the investor the deduction and the between the investment and the speculation in the common stock the has the always the being a useful the one head is the disappearance in a causes for the common concern that we have and the often said that the Wall Street as and the institution would be and well advised to reinstate and this and the restriction the end to and emphasize it is the all is dealing with the public and otherwise the stock and the exchanges the many someday be and the blamed for the very speculative the losses with the those and the who is separate and them the led them had not been in the properly and warned against the iconically and once more and the much of the recent and financially the embarrassment of the some the stock the exchange from seems to have come from inclusion and the speculative the common stock and in their own the capital the fund we trust that is the reader of this book will and gain a reasonably and a clear idea for the risks and that had in hand in inherent common stock and the commitment and the risks which are the inseparable from the opportunities of the profit that they offer and both of the which and must be both of the must be allowed for in the investor on calculation. What we have just said, what we have and just said indicates that there may no longer be such a things as a Simon, the pure and the investment, the policy and comparison, the representative and the common stock in the sense that one can and always wait to and buy then a price and the price that is the involving no risks for a market or quotation and the loss the large and the enough to be and the disquieting in the most and the period the investor must recognize to existence of the speculative the factor in his and the common stock and the holding. It is his the task to keep this and the components within a minor and the limits and the, to be and the prepared and the financially and psychologically and adverse the result that may be and the short a long and the duration and the two and the paragraph and the should be and the added the about the stock and the speculation per h and the distinguished from the speculative and the component now inherent in the most represented in the common stock upright and the speculative each neither and the illegal and the immoral nor fatting of the pocketbook the more than that the sum the speculative is necessary and unavoidable for the many and the common stock and the situation that there are substitutional possibilities of the both profit and loss and risks and therein the intelligent and the investment and but there are many and the way of the which and the speculation that may be and the unintelligent for those of the unfocused. First in the speculative and the when you think you are investing and second in the speculative and the seriously and the instead of a pastime and when you lack and proper and the knowledge and the seek for it and third is the risking more money of the speculating than you and can afford of loss. If our and the conjunctive view every and the non-professional who and the operates on margin plus should and recognize that he is ipso and the facto and speculating and it is the broker and duty should to advise him everyone who by a so-called hot and the common stock and the issues the makes a purchase in any and the why the similar through to and other and the speculation and the gambling and the speculation is always the fascinating and it can be a lot of the fun while you are ahead and on the game and if you want to try your luck of the your side and the proposition in the sim better and your capital in a separate fund for this and purposes never or more and the money to this and the account and just become the market has gone up and the profit are rolling in. Thank you guys. जाना चाहता हूँ I want to go from the gym and 20 minute exercise because my mindset रहेगा keeping whole day in very energetic and I want very young always and very energetic. Let's करता हूँ I do exercise in the 25 and 30 minute daily basis. if नहीं करता not doing that exercise तो my body is रहती है weak whole day. तो guys बस ये मेरा यहाँ पर आज मैंने एक स्टार्ट किया है लेसन पढ़ना थोड़ा सा समथिंग मतलब एक नए साल में 2007 में मैंने एक प्रॉमिस किया है कि मैं डेली बेसिस 1 and 2 पेजेस अपनी रीडिंग करूँगा प्लस एंड रिकॉर्डिंग एंड खुद बिकॉज ऑफ करना चाहता हूँ वांट टू चेंज बिकॉज जाना है आई हैव टू गो हाई लेवल पोजीशन आई एम सो माई कम्युनिकेशन शुड बी वेरी good communication and skill, very good knowledge, because I have in India, I am not any attending class, I am not coaching class, I am not joining an institute, because I am belonging to the very bottom level, and belonging is Uttarakhand in the hill area, and doesn't know that when I studying that time doesn't know, and then my parents and my is not well educated and not guiding me कि if जाओगे go in cities, and that time आपको होगी you will be problem. That time I मतलब it's not belonging blame my parents. It's a very God, thank you for God, and given me chances, and given me knowledge, and given me working in good organization, and so I see I learn more. So I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm writing, I'm recording voice, I'm improving voice tone, I'm increasing very high knowledge, and I'm handling the team, lot of team member. So so this year I want changes something. And so when I got up in the morning, I I do some exercise, and I so I'm listening some audios video, and so I'm listening some sentence, I am reading 1 and 2 pages, and I'm writing 1 and 2 pages, and I'm recording something voice, because of after then I listen my voice, because I want to change any place, anywhere, any way, any if, because my age is high, something is as a 40 year. So within my aim is within a 15 and 20 year, बनना चाहता है, वाले become a CEO. Please, if correct my way, please लाइक करें एंड सब्सक्राइब मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम, बिकॉज ऑफ मैं कर पाऊँ आई चेंजेस, और आपको भी अपनी लाइफ जो भी चीज़ें मैं करना चाहता हूँ चेंजेस, आपको भी मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, कि ताकि कोई भी स्टूडेंट हो या ह्यूमन हो कुछ सीख सके, कुछ चेंजेस कर सके, कि कैसे लोग ऑन सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट कर सकते, हाउ टू सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट डेली बेसिस. Thank you.